Okay, so we're live. So I can't go live there, so I have to send them. Hello. Okay. Let's see if this will let me do it.
Hello.
Hello. I don't think we can go live with 3 because I tried.
Yeah, I don't think we
I have a
can.
feeling.
Because as far as
So
I
I'm gonna
know,
have
it's
to set this
just...
up. So I'm gonna call her on Messenger, and we should be good to go. Can you see the laptop from there? No. Oh, I know what I'll do. Oh, it's such a mess. Can I just
Yeah, I can see the laptop.
Yes. Okay. Well, this isn't chaotic at all. I don't have to balance a bunch of stuff. This is fine. Oh no, I have something better. Yeah, if I did that, but I still need something to support my back. Hi, welcome to my podcast. I never have anything ready ever. Oh my god. Okay. Some way, somehow, I'm gonna figure this out. Jesus Christ. My desk is a mess. I'm a mess. Hi, nice to meet you. Wait. I hate all of this.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Oh, yes. Okay, we got us both in frame. I figured it out. Hi, everyone. Okay, welcome to episode 7.
Yeah, episode
Episode
7.
7 of Capitalism. Thanks, I hate it. Would you like to introduce yourselves? You first? Hosan, would you like to go?
I'm Hosan. Cool.
And I am Sandra. Welcome to my mixtape. I'm tired of racism, Costa. And this is our podcast.
Very
Oh
professional.
my god, let me make sure that everything is in order, because I swear. Okay, perfect. Anyway, so today's the first day of our collaboration month. Collaboration month, I think that's what I called it.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking about a bunch of different topics. So, Hosan, would you like to give us a run through of the topics if you remember them?
I think so. I think I remember some of them. Our first topic is, well, most of our topics are going to be about the Black Lives Movement, what you can do, advice for protests, is it? We're also going to talk about Gladys Bentley, considering it's Pride Month, and it also involves the Black Lives Movement, considering who she was. Did I miss anything?
I think we're going to be talking Pridefall, aren't we?
Yeah, sorry, I actually can't hear.
Oh, okay. I hate that. That's great. Let me see. You hear now?
I can hear you, but I just couldn't hear it was on.
Okay, I'll just speak
Ooh,
louder.
okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just speak louder.
Okay. So, what did Hosan mention? Hosan mentioned how we're talking about all things Black Lives Matter. We're talking about how to protest safely. Who's your historical figure that you're going to talk about?
Gladys Bentley.
Gladys Bentley. I think Pridefall was one of them as well. What else did you suggest? Kindness amongst this all. And I said our favorite Black creators, like online or offline or otherwise. So it's gonna be a busy episode. I think we'll get an hour out of this. We'll see. There's almost always one person that comes on and like starts asking us questions that are completely random. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hosan, would you like to start off first? People really like your historical figures, in fairness.
Okay, I'll start off with the lovely Gladys Bentley. Right, so who was Gladys Bentley? She was an American blues singer, pianist, and entertainer during the Harlem Renaissance. Am I coming through to you, Isa? Is my voice loud enough? No, I don't think.
Can you hear?
Not really.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to bring you closer to see if, like, maybe.
You know what? I could try and like join on like the laptop and then join your live on my phone so I can hear both of you.
Ooh, good idea. Good idea.
That
Yeah.
is a good idea.
That's a good idea, because otherwise I think we're just going to be screwed for the rest of this.
Yeah,
I mean,
know
it could be worse. It could be worse because Clint, like, absolutely couldn't hear anything. And I was like, leave the live and come back. And he was like, no, still nothing. And I was like, this is not good for anyone involved.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll just wait for Isa to come.
Yeah. We'll just wait for a second. We're starting off great, Hazan.
Starting off brilliant.
I didn't know how to what is it? I didn't even know how to call people and do stuff. So, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I am planning on reading a poem as well, but I don't know how that's gonna work because I'm using both screens. So there's that. God damn it. Oh, I love planning so well.
But it's also fun because oh, you're lagging.
Yeah, no, this isn't what I swear to God. Call back. Oh, okay, I'm here. I hope she can see me. Okay. Where? Okay, great. This is great. This is fine.
This is what we represent, the chaotics.
Okay, we're good. Finally. Wow. It only took us a lot of time. It's okay. Okay, Hassan, you can continue.
This is the effort that we put in for this podcast.
A lot has happened. by far the most entertaining intro. Like, just chaotic.
The best intro of all.
Hassan, would you...
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Oh no. Oh, she's frozen.
so
Oh no. Oh goodness. Oh, I hate technology.
please stand by.
Would
We have technical difficulties. Oh, deja
while
vu.
we have technical difficulties. Oh no. Oh, are you kidding me? Hosanna, could you just wait? Yeah, I just. What are you? Okay.
Hopefully this will be.
This time is the charm.
Fingers
Okay,
crossed.
Hassan, just start before we lose it. Just go.
Okay, so Gladys Bentley. She's an American blues singer, pianist, and entertainer during the Harlem Renaissance. So, what's the Harlem Renaissance? That was the intellectual, social, and artistic explosion that centered in Harlem, Manhattan, New York City. And it was also known as the New Negro Movement, which was named after The New Negro, which was an anthology edited by Alan Lockley. So, the reason why Gladys isn't that known is because she was openly lesbian in her career and she was an African American. So people tried to
Okay.
squash her as much as they could. And yet, she was also billed America's greatest sepia piano player and the brown bomber of sophisticated songs. She was also
Hmm.
frequently harassed because she wore men's clothes to defy men. They said women shouldn't wear trousers, women should not love other women, as they were. But she
You
said
know the
not only
basics.
did she marry and talk about her wife and sing about her wife, but she also walked around in her signature white top hat, tuxedo, and cane.
That's
She
such
just
a
defied
mood.
all, yeah.
I want to walk
And
in a white top hat and a cane and talk about my wife.
she's
I'd
iconic,
say
honestly.
not having a crush on a girl right now, like completely like the opposite way, but a mood nonetheless. Um, what is it? That's so cool. That's so cool. Oh,
I would definitely say that if you wanted someone to look up to during a time like this, Gladys would be one of those people.
yeah, yeah. Um, I don't even know how to follow that. Like you come in here with your good information, making me and Isa just starstruck, and I just sit here thinking I am not the talent, clearly.
Well,
Isa, would you like to start off your points? Whichever
well,
one.
first of all, I'd like to point out that I'm sorry, I still could not hear anything, unfortunately.
Oh
I heard a little bit, so I'm going to okay, so I kind of got the gist.
no. Yeah.
So I'll just um
We'll just
start.
pretend. We'll just pretend. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Well, I guess we all know that this is like a really difficult time for a lot of people, and of course, I'm sure everyone knows about the protests, and even I've been watching a lot of TikToks recently.
Haven't we
Yes.
all? Haven't we all? Oh.
Yeah, but like one of them was like, look, we're literally still in the middle of a pandemic, and that's not even the worst thing that's happening right now.
Yeah.
And that was like a really powerful thing for me because it's so true. Like the fact that I mean, Black people have been oppressed for so long, and they're finally, like they're standing up and they're like, look, this is it. Like we're not taking this anymore,
Yeah.
and we have to be there to stand by and be like, we are standing with you. And I saw this one post, and it was like, this isn't our time to lead. But that doesn't mean that we should stay silent at all. We be active, and I think showing our activity, that's also, I'm going to bring this into kindness too. Like that is also a sign of kindness. I mean, the fact that you shouldn't, like if you see an injustice in the world, we should not stay silent. We should sign those petitions, donate, stay informed, do our research ourselves, and really like get to know. And like I thought a lot of things about like, you know, people should be willing to change their opinions based on things that they learn, especially now, because it's really important. And even you know, watching like there's loads of stuff on Netflix to stay informed as well. Recently I watched like 13th, and When They See Us, they were like very like moving, you know, and like it just really like with 13th I was discussing this with a few of my friends, and like it really explains like the whole history of like racism in America, you know, for like 400 years, and they started off with and after slavery, you know, I'll let the documentary do the talking. But yeah, I definitely think that people should stay informed, and you know, I feel like this is really not the time to be like afraid, and I know that a lot of people are going to be, especially protesters, the fact that they're going out there to fight for the BLM movement, and that's like so, you know, inspirational. And you know, another thing is that I think we, with the riots, I think, sorry, I'm just like jumping from topic.
Oh no, you're grand. Absolutely, just keep going. We're loving it.
I love it. It's amazing. Keep going.
That personally, like, we should not have an opinion on the riots. That is not our place. Even with, I'm sure everyone's heard about this already, but Stonewall, you know, that was basically a riot, and so like with LGBT and stuff, and you know, one of the first like LGBTQ plus protesters was a Black woman. So you know, we need to acknowledge that. And then another thing is that if you're homophobic in any way, you're not a supporter of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I've seen this passed around a lot, where people are like, oh yeah, I don't support LGBTQ, but I support Black Lives Matter, to the point where a lot of Black creators have been like, no, Black Lives Matter is about all Black lives, so if you don't support some of us, you don't support all of us.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love the fact that you brought up Stonewall, because I was actually watching a video about it, and Stonewall is so heavily debated because since it happened so long ago and accounts are kind of like murky, they don't really know like the basics of it. So a lot of it is, like you said, the start of it was with Marsha Johnson, who was a Black trans woman. And a lot of people say that she threw the first shot glass or the first brick or whatever, and that's what kick-started the riot. And then a lot of people say, well, that's not really true. She wasn't the first one. We were all kind of rioting in our own ways, and a lot of people threw stones, and it was all like a collaboration thing. And it just goes to show that these riots, they fight for rights, and the origin story of them becomes like muddled and people choose their icons or whatever, but the essence of the story continues. You don't like what's happening, you fight for your rights. That's kind of what happens, and I guess we're seeing that during a pandemic, because I've seen a lot of graffiti going around and stuff around the US, and a lot of the stuff that's been talked about is COVID-19 is not our biggest issue, it's the police, or the famous acronym like all cops are bastards. Like people look at that acronym and think, how dare you call cops bastards and stuff, but they're not informed on what the actual term means, where it's like bastardizing, where it's actually like destroying a whole ecosystem essentially, because you're so involved in a corrupt system already. So I just find it so interesting, even though it's harrowing, how during a global pandemic we're still so united on the same issues that should have been fought and should have been resolved much earlier.
I don't know if you guys have seen it, but do you know Trevor from SNL? I think
Trevor from SNL, or do you mean Trevor Noah?
Yeah,
the one from The Daily Show.
Yeah, I
Yes,
got
I
it
have
wrong.
seen
Sorry.
his video. Have you either?
His
I
video on protest.
I think I've seen a few of his videos, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
he
What
did
we
this.
pro? I think I saw the one on protesting, but go
Yeah,
on, yeah.
it was just about him saying that, you know, the way some people are saying that, oh, the way you guys are protesting isn't the right way. Well, he was saying that
Mm,
there is no right way to protest because protests are fighting for the right way. You can't
yeah.
say that, oh, what you're doing isn't the right way. Like they said to Martin Luther King, don't have children during a protest. That's not the right way. They told him that you shouldn't fight, you shouldn't do all the things he did because it's not the right way to protest. But he did them anyway because he was fighting for the cause. And I couldn't help but agree with Trevor on this. I don't think I'm explaining it very well, but I would recommend going and looking at his protest video because he explains it much better than I did. Like he was
Yeah.
basically just saying that
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
he disagrees with whoever says this way isn't the right way to protest because there is no correct way to protest.
Yeah, I might be remembering it wrong, but I think Trevor Noah said, uh, it's kind of wrong to say there's a right way to protest when
Yeah.
protesting in essence is fighting against a system
Yeah,
that's already broken. So if you're using the system's broken rules to make new rules, you're not really protesting.
yeah,
And I think that was basically the whole essence of the video, but I think it's a 15-minute video and it's really worth watching, especially if you have just tuned into this and kind of think, oh, what am I supposed to do?
yeah,
Yeah.
hmm I think we went into we wanted to talk about how to protest safely, and I think that's really important, especially during a global pandemic where a lot of people like me and a lot of people I know are immunocompromised, so we can't actually go on the streets because it's kind of not safe.
yeah.
So, would one of you want to start? Maybe Isa, do you want to talk about anything you've
Yes.
found about protesting safely?
Okay, so yeah, so there's actually plenty of ways that you can protest from home. And one way I said earlier is about keeping yourself informed and researching. And also sign those petitions, donate if you can. I know that there's a stream that if you don't have any money, you can, if you watch it, there were a few guidelines, so don't watch it in incognito mode. Don't skip the ads because the ads is how they generate the revenue, and 100% of the revenue is going to go towards the bail funds and all the different the different organizations that are with the Black Lives Matter movement. So that's one way. So just because if you're not able to go out and protest, there is plenty of ways that you can do it at home. There's even a lot of Instagram posts that really help with that. There's like some that are like literally how can you help in Ireland and all this stuff, and also I definitely recommend keeping yourself informed about direct provision. Another thing is, sorry, last thing.
No, you're gone.
Keep going.
There's this template
Yes.
for how to send an email to your TDs, and there's also one to send an email to Leo Varadkar, Thompson and stuff,
Yeah.
Minister for Foreign Affairs, about direct provision. So I definitely recommend checking those out. They are on Instagram.
I'm pretty sure we'll link them in our description somehow or in the comments after this,
Yeah.
just to
Awesome.
make it much easier, and also in my story and probably Hosan's story as well. Isa probably already did it. She's a pro, you know what I mean? So
Right.
she probably already has either mentioned it or has friends that have mentioned it.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely link more information in our separate contact stuff.
But it's
Very important.
It really takes a few seconds before I just hear the end of
Yeah, you can't say that, oh, I
It
don't have
takes
time.
a few seconds. Oh no, it's literally a copy and paste, and you fill in like your name, like in the beginning and the end, make sure that everything's correct, and then send it off. So I wouldn't really think that it's a lot of time to
'Cause
waste.
I did see this myself, but if you check the
Yeah,
Black Lives Matter hashtag, there's something like what,
yeah.
22 million posts there, but if you check how many people have actually signed the petition, it's not that many, and you're thinking,
Yeah.
the information clearly is not getting across here.
Absolutely. And we have to remember as well, we have relatives that don't go on social media for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So obviously that message is not going to be passed across to them. So that's why the message keeps going and why some people get tired of it and you think to yourself, well, we're kind of trying to change stuff. So,
Yeah.
sorry that I'm being inconvenient. Like, we kind of have to be inconvenient in these circumstances
Yeah.
to make yourself heard.
Yeah, one thing I
Um,
saw, and I thought it was quite brilliant because it does inspire you to not stay quiet about this, was this
yeah.
movement is clearly going down in the history books. Everyone knows that because
Oh
it's
yeah,
such a powerful
absolutely.
movement. And when you're
Absolutely.
telling this story to your children or grandchildren, and they ask you, what did you do during this time? Are you really going to be proud enough to say that you stayed quiet? And I can't
Yeah,
help but feel
Yeah.
like that's just
absolutely.
brilliant because what are you going to say to them? That I didn't donate, that I didn't
True.
sign any petitions, that I just
That I
stayed at
didn't
home.
read any book.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really make sense. Speaking of which, I actually did get a book like personally delivered on the topic. That's a really good book. It's called Why I'm No Longer Talking About Race to Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. And I definitely recommend it. I'm only a bit through it, and apparently I have to write a book report on it like a week from now because apparently I've been challenged, and well, I'm an overachiever and I take these things seriously. Even though they said they were kidding, and I was like, well, you set the bar. So I have a book report too. Um, but yeah, definitely, if you can't afford to do certain stuff, you can always do other stuff, especially the YouTube videos. I've heard there's so many more coming out every single day. Like there was only a few days ago, but now I've seen at least two or three come up in my recommended. So they're really cool. And most of them are just music. So you could be working out or doing whatever and just
Yeah, just
keep the
let them
phone
play in the
on.
background. You don't have to sit and watch them like all.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and no ad block, obviously. Don't
Yeah.
block the ads, lads. Like it's all going by AdSense. So, be considerate, be consistent. I've been sharing a lot of posts on my Instagram personally as well on safe protesting, which is basically when you actually do go outside, gloves, face masks. Some people are wearing goggles because there is tear gas being
Yeah.
used, which is illegal and should not be a thing.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I've been sharing that, even though I think most of my followers are not Americans. But there is protests all around the
Yeah.
world, including in London, where our dear boy John Boyega is protesting, and I'm like, a
Yes,
king in
John
his
Boy.
own right. Like, literally, Boy was like, I might not have a career after this, but that doesn't really matter. And I was like, I respect this man.
Honestly,
Um,
he's just
Honestly,
brilliant.
a king, a king. What is it? And obviously, a lot of people have been saying it, and I do think it's true. If you do go to a protest or two, you should quarantine for 14 days, just out of pure necessity. And I think one of our friends, Kashav, has said rubber bullets are also being used,
Yeah.
and this is true because unfortunately, I have seen a lot of celebrities that are on the front of this actually helping out with people and bringing like first aid kits and stuff, and there have been like bruises and like aggressive bruises as if it was like BB guns and paintball. So yeah, do be safe. I think in our hometown here, there's actually a solidarity march, which unfortunately I cannot be going to because, like I said, I'm at risk and so are my family. But
Yeah.
from what I hear, it's going to be very peaceful, and there's going to be like blankets passed around as symbols of other stuff and being united. So if y'all are interested in that, there's a lot of information going about that. But in saying that, a lot of protests are being cancelled last minute because, for whatever reason, people are not prepared. So I would take that into consideration before you plan any transport, obviously, especially if it's like in the capital city.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do have to be careful. Anything else I would say? Oh yeah, if you're anything like me, don't wear contact lenses. You know, probably not a good idea to any protest, especially if they use something that you don't know what it is and it
Yeah.
gets into your eye. That's dangerous for all kinds of reasons. Be careful.
Yeah.
Um, what else? What else? Oh yeah, I was thinking black creators that we really like.
Yeah.
Particularly, I think there's a lot of really nice writers and poets. So my two go-tos are Maya Angelou. I really like her poem Still I Rise. That's really nice. I think it's really good, especially during a global pandemic. It's very like resilient in its language, and I think anyone can hear it and can really relate.
Yeah.
I also really like Marjorie Blackman because we read her book Noughts and Crosses in school, and it was actually really insightful.
Yeah, that was actually
Uh,
quite good. I would definitely recommend that book if you want an insight in how racism exactly works. That was actually very good.
yeah, definitely. And I don't remember who wrote it, but The Hate You Give is also a great book, and it was made into a screenplay and a movie now. So that's always really cool too. So do you have anyone else that you can think of that I haven't mentioned? Oh, Lizzo, obviously, like a queen. But yeah, anyone else that you can think of?
Um, I don't know. I'm currently looking into poetry, so I do have some old like poets I'm looking at. Like I have
Mhm.
what's her name? Phyllis Wheatley. I'm currently looking into her poetry. And what was the other one? Amari Baraka. I think that's how you pronounce it. They're both
Okay.
two very old poets. Well, Amari
Okay.
Baraka died in 2014, so I'm not sure if that's too old, but I
Okay.
would definitely
Yeah,
recommend reading their poetry. It's just phenomenal.
that's really cool. Isa, do you have any Black creators that you'd like to shout out during all this as well?
I'd like to give a shout out to Ava DuVernay. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Um, I think it's Ava. I think it's DuVernay.
Okay.
Well, I'm so sorry. But yeah, as I mentioned before, she directed 13th and Wendy Fields. I think she just did a really good job. And if you like watch her like interview with like Oprah and the cast and like Cynthia and stuff, like you get to really know like what her like whole like show and stuff. It was like very
Yeah.
it was
That's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So as you can see, you should be like us and you should support people that are making really cool art. You know, like I just know that we're icons. Sorry about it.
Yes,
Um,
you are.
no, but like completely like I think it's very important, especially in these times, to support other people's art and other people's works. And I think the ones we've recommended are a good starting point if you haven't been supporting as many people as you'd like.
Yeah.
What else can I think of? Oh, we were going to discuss Pridefall. So, Operation Pridefall, if I'm not completely mistaken, was going to be an operation led by 4chan users against LGBTQIA people by using a lot of like insensitive what is it content like pedophilia
Mm.
among other stuff to basically discredit LGBTQ plus people and to make us seem like we are horrible people and a horrible group. From what I hear, Twitter has gotten a lot of those people banned or blocked them, I think. I'm not completely sure. Um, but in essence, a lot of people have removed their pronouns and their identity from their bios on social media because they were afraid of any backlash that they would get from these people.
Right.
So, although this plan didn't really go ahead like they said it would, it really achieved the aim that they wanted, which was to silence people, which is often the case with
Yeah.
people that protest against LGBTQ people. Now, I'm one of those people. So I obviously hate this.
I mean, it's just
Like, at least.
I I'll admit I don't understand um people like because I have a lot of trouble with social cues, I don't understand people's feelings a lot. And to me, I think homophobia and things like racism, I don't think they make quite a lot of sense, because to me, I think, why would you hate another person just because they're a different color or just because
Yeah.
they love someone else? Like, it's it doesn't make any logical sense. You should be caring about what their thoughts are, what their opinions are, what their creative ideas are, who they look up to.
Yeah.
That's what you should be caring
It
about.
doesn't really make sense on an evolutionary standpoint either,
Exactly.
because like every country I know of, it's about your connections. So obviously, if you're connected to people of different groups, you get further in life than if you're disconnected.
And
Surely.
besides, why would you want to be with, like, how amazing is it when you learn about another culture? You learn about their food, their cultural
Oh my God, yeah, sure.
things, and why would you just want to be surrounded by the
We know,
people who are exactly like you? How boring of a world would that be?
honestly.
I just don't understand it at all.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Isa, do you have anything else to add that I haven't touched on?
I mean, I don't know how to.
Sorry. Stole the thunder. Sorry about it.
But I was going to say that you know, like it's just disgusting to see how after like you know like I don't want to speak on behalf of the LGBTQ community,
Yeah.
because that's not my place.
Also, I can't do that either. Like, I only fulfill one of those letters, so it doesn't really make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's just awful to see that like a group that has been oppressed for so long, and after you know they're because obviously like it's gonna be difficult even to come out, you know. So the fact that after all that they've gone through so much, and there's people with that much hatred that they're going to go ahead and say like try and oppress them even more. Like, it's just disgusting. It's the same with like police brutality or anything to do with racism.
Absolutely. And I think it just really shows a huge step back in terms of like communication and all. Because if you even look at this year and last year, I think India decriminalized basically same-sex marriage. So did Costa Rica just a few weeks ago, which is amazing. Even during a global pandemic, changes are being made, which is just spectacular. But yeah, I do think it's really a step back in terms of all that we've gone through just in our personal experiences, and even in our secondary school. I think we were very privileged, and it was very like forthcoming that people said, look, there's going to be different identities from you, and some people will go through phases, but some people will stick, like that will be their thing. So, you know, just be mindful, be respectful. So it just is kind of disappointing to see people leaning towards the other way, I guess.
Yeah, it's really just it's. I mean, I don't know if I should compare this to the whole like after Obama's election and then Trump got elected. It's like backward.
Yeah, it does really kind of just feel like that kind of shift from leftism to alt-right, and you're like, we all hate this, thank you so much.
I mean, the guy wants to bring back fascism, and I'm like, you're meant to be the leader of an evolved country. Is this what are you speaking on behalf of the people? This would be awful.
Yeah, I know, right? He should really get more merch that says fascism is make fascism great again, because that's honestly his campaign, if we're being completely honest.
Half of all the rednecks in Alabama would literally be wearing those.
Oof. But yeah, obviously this is a satire. We don't bring in our personal opinions. Absolutely not. This is not how we feel at all. That's what I say, so my family doesn't worry about us all being stabbed. You know.
Oh, I actually do have a story about Alabama when my uncle went there.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, my uncle had to go there just for business reasons.
Oh, business, you know.
Yeah, and well, I say he's my uncle. He was a friend of. I just called him uncle.
Family.
That's what I'll tell you.
He's family. He's family.
But yeah, he went there for business reasons, and he had a partner, right? They went together because their company always put them in twos or whatever. And his
Yeah.
partner was a gay man. So,
Okay.
and my uncle is Muslim. The two of them go to Alabama, stay there for a week, come back, and my uncle has a bullet hole in his shoulder because they tried
What?
to shoot his partner on the way
Oh
in.
no. Oh God.
And if
Oh dear.
And if you want to see what Alabama's like, I would recommend, like, after I heard that, I was like, wait, you went in and you got shot and you still stayed there for a week? And he was like, yeah, we had business to do. And the whole week they were there, their car would get stoned. They would find unpleasant things in their hotel room. They had to change hotels like twice. And if you actually want to see how people are treated like that, there's a brilliant episode of Top Gear where the crew basically graffiti each other's cars. Like one of them has Hillary Clinton for president, and if you don't know, Alabama hates Hillary Clinton. She's basically the
Yeah.
Antichrist to them. So
Yeah.
they wrote all these things, and they ended up getting shot and thrown stones at. And they were producers and famous people. Like, that's how much
And
Alabama
also,
is
we should
opposed.
say they were not people of color at all.
Yeah, they were white people.
Yeah. So that just really shows
How backwards
that
Alabama.
some belief, yeah, that's very dangerous to think about in general. What is it? I did say we were going to provide escapism during this episode. You know, me, ever the overachiever, providing escapism during the global pandemic. How are you?
Oh, we could
I
talk.
guess,
Sorry, go
yeah.
on.
What were you gonna
Oh, I
say?
was just gonna say, if you wanted escapism, we could talk about the fact that NASA has a parallel universe, or that there's been a UFO sighting.
Yeah, have you heard about this? The whole parallel universe thing is what really sets me off. I'm like, hon, tell me more. Tell me about this other universe that we need to know about, please.
Yeah, it's so amazing. Like,
Also, is this like into the Spider-Verse kind of, you know, thing where it's like you exist in this universe, or is it more like we could theoretically move there and maybe we'd be all right kind of thing?
I mean,
You know?
from what I've heard, apparently the parallel universe, the thing that's different there is that time runs backwards. But then again, time runs backwards here, so I'm like,
Yeah. I don't know. I just if I didn't have crushes right now, I'd consider moving. You know, like I'd consider, you know, packing up my bags, getting in the space shuttle, and you know, just zoom, as one does, as one does. You know, you get it, you get it. The world's kind of on fire, and this is how we cope. But what is it? I think that's really funny that 2020 has been almost World War III. Hey, coronavirus, and then it's like UFOs, possibly parallel universe. What else are you gonna throw at me? Oh yeah, yeah, Hornets. I'm not messing around with that. It's actually so bad. What is it? And also Australian wildfires, which were just, oof, just God, just thinking about it.
Ebola came up again.
Yeah, I think the escapism has gone too far, lads. I think we just went back into square one. I swear this is a happy podcast sometimes. I swear every new episode we think, oh, it's going to be a happy one this week. And then we get to Friday and I'm like, so much other stuff has happened and I don't think we're activists if we don't talk about it. I don't know. What else could I talk about? I was awkward at like my own front door. That's the thing. So, you know, that's always hilarious. Everyone should laugh at that. That was a horrible time. Well, not that bad, but like,
let it go.
Damn. I'm never gonna let it go. Hazan, it was so. I'm not gonna talk about it. Anyway, just to show you, like a podcast host that should be relatively chill, awkward at her own front door, but a move. Anyways, besides that, what else should we talk about? Oh yeah, after all this, I am definitely baking almond mocha cookies with Vian. So
Nice.
I can't wait. I can't wait to meet with all our friends again. It should be so fun. And I feel like so many of us are going to be like reunion lads. Can
Yeah.
we have a reunion? So I'm expecting 2021 to just be party central, and I'm not mad about it. Honestly,
Throw
just
back
saying,
those Jaeger bombs or whatever people do at parties. I have no idea.
as if I drink. How dare you even suggest such a thing?
Yeah, sorry to tell you
I'm
all.
personally a
Canada's low-key
Bailey's kind of girl,
alcoholic.
if I'm being completely honest, because it generally just tastes like sweet chocolate milk. So,
You just have sweet chocolate milk.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Well, Vian's definitely throwing a party. I can just feel it in my gut. So
Oh, I
I
know for
can't wait
sure. She's
for
definitely
that one.
gonna.
You know how Vian is. She be throwing them parties. She's inviting everyone. It's a good time. Just saying. Anyways, what else? I'm pretty sure Laika's going out today and meeting up with people, and I'm like, girl, why didn't you invite me? But also, I'm glad you didn't, so I didn't third wheel. I don't know. I don't know what else I could think of that is positive. I think Shannon Bourne, your bestie, was really supportive of the pod, and that made me feel stunning. I know. She was like, "Oh, I heard from Isa that she's gonna be on," and I was like, "Oh my God."
Oh,
I know, she's so sweet. I'm so happy. Oh, oh.
I forget.
Oh. I don't know what else. Isa, what are you looking forward to post lockdown?
Well, I don't know. Like I just fun fact. So I was supposed to go to Erasmus this year.
Oh, honey.
So see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to just like just like hanging out with my friends, like hanging out with people, and
Yes.
like actually getting to see people that this in the nicest possible way, by getting to see people that aren't related to me.
Oh my God, we
Yeah.
have been saying the same stuff in the podcast. We've been like, look, I love my family, but also if I don't leave my house, they
Exactly.
might not exist for a while.
Yeah,
They might disappear.
yeah. Like I think one day, me and my family we were gonna like go to just like to the grocery store, and just being in the car after like months, I was like, what is this? Like,
A whole new world.
definitely. I was like, oh my god, like the vehicle is actually moving. Like, what? Weird.
I was used to horses before all this. I cannot believe I am in a moving vehicle.
What is this triggering?
I can't wait personally. I just feel like so many of our friends have been missing each other. So there's just gonna be a whole reunion thing. I can just feel
Oh,
it.
for sure there is. I
We're
might
going
even
to
hug
Neve's
people.
house.
Oh, for
We're
sure. I
definitely
miss
going to Neve's
cows.
farm. Oh, same. And also she apparently got like kittens. Like her neighbors got kittens, so that's gonna be like fun too, obviously. Yeah, I know, I can't wait. It's gonna be so good. Um, what is it? But there's so much to fill your quarantine time with, which is really kind of nice. Like I've heard so many people playing Animal Crossing,
Yeah.
which just makes me think, send me a Switch. Send me a Switch, send me your dodo codes, and I'll visit your island, okay? I'll visit your island. It'll be fun. Fun times. Oh,
I can see what the hype is
oh
about.
that
I downloaded the app version and it was pretty good.
same. And then I was like, I can't deal with this because it's like the easier version. And
Yeah.
then you're like, damn, like I don't need this. I need the actual thing. What else? What else? Hosanna, how have you been dealing with quarantine o'clock?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I do spend half my day sleeping because I have no sleeping schedule. And then
We all be sleeping in this quarantine, honestly. Me waking up at like 5 a.m., not a mood. Not fun, honestly.
Yeah.
No joke.
That's when I'm going to sleep, honestly. I'm like, 5 a.m., let's call it an early night. But yeah,
Oh.
I've just been writing and watching things and avoiding people, pretending I'm sick. And then actually
yeah.
being sick because karma hits me so much.
Oh my God. Last week was so sad. You sent me a voice recording and I was like, no, you're sick. No. It was horrendous. I was just like, Hosan, you could have just texted, rest, stop thinking about the stupid show. Like, just
I was too busy
chill.
to type, and I was like, I might as well just send a voice. But and then I listened to it, and I was like, oh God, I sound like I'm dying.
Oh yeah, truly. She did sound like just perished, just on the bed, about to go. You know,
Nice knowing
it
you.
was bad.
Tell Keanu Reeves I
It was
love
bad.
him. Goodbye.
I know, but she's much better now, clearly, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I'm going to hear that.
What about you, Isa? How have you been coping amidst the family?
Not bad actually. I mean, what's it called? I mean, everyone's been like doing exams, and I feel like that's just like I did like my exam was at the start of May, and I just chose to erase them from my memory.
A mood,
Yes.
iconic. We stan. I fully feel that.
Relatable.
But yeah, I did the same thing. Me and Hosan had exams in the same week, and we just said, well, I think we passed. That should be good. Let's move on.
Yeah, definitely.
We just filled our void with Zoom calls with the buds.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, have you heard about people writing quizzes for Zoom calls? Because that I find hilarious. I would just write a quiz that would be like, how well do you know me? Can you pass the best friend test? And it would just be like a bunch of random facts, and people are like, what the hell? How did you even? Why?
So many questions.
It's just about you.
Yeah, like, can you imagine just a bunch of photos and you're like, what age was I? And your friends are like 3, and you're like, you're gone. Exit out of the Zoom call.
Yeah.
I
Oh
saw
my
this
God.
amazing podcast idea. Someone basically said, oh, it should be this thing where someone interviews you, right? But
Yeah.
but they're not allowed to ask you a question you've already been asked. Like, so episode 1 would be like, what's your favorite color? Where did you go to school? But episode 100 would be like, what color was the dress of the woman who bumped into you when you were in France?
Oh my God, Ozan, we need to bring that back. We need to bring that back. That's gonna be like, mine will be like, what color was the grad dress of the person that I danced with 3 times during the devs?
And you're like,
Hint, it's not the person you think. And everyone would be like,
Indigo.
It was actually black and blue. You lost. You would have gained extra points if you said halterneck, and the person's identity was, of course, Laika.
Oh,
I did, a fun fact, actually, at our devs, I did dance with every one of our close friends.
that's cute.
I know, I looped them into it, and then some of my other friends also danced, and they were like, oh my God, you're such a good dancer. And I was like, I know. Thanks. And also, I was like the hero of the night because I fixed someone's zip after 3 of their best friends tried, which I think is hilarious. Beyond hilarious. It was just like such an iconic moment. I thought to myself, I'll never feel better than this. On top of the world. And can I just say, Isa's dress? Iconic.
Oh yeah, all of you guys just looked
So
amazing.
beautiful.
I loved it.
It
I
looked
loved the shawl that
stunning.
you put with it. It was just beautiful.
And also, you had a date that was like, cool. Whereas other people brought dates that they argued with for most of the night. And I was like, choices.
Yeah, my cousin actually, she flew in from like Saudi Arabia, so like that was
Oh my
pretty good.
God.
Yeah, I was like so happy that she came, and like even just like I think it was really nice that we got to like spend. I know you guys like were with your friends too, but like
Yeah.
just the feeling of like being with your friends and just having like a friends devs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like so nice because you're just like, you don't have anything to worry about. It's just like really chill.
Absolutely. I was with my friends and also someone I was dating, but the person I was dating brought a date, which is hilarious in of itself. So I was kind of like yo-yoing back and forth between the person I was dating and my friends. But I do think that hi Layla, we're doing so good. What is it? I do think that if you either go single or with like a buddy, it's always really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like even Miss Nolan
I
said to
wouldn't
us.
just what? Oh, Miss Nolan. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
even
she
she
was
said
adamant.
like it's
So many
better
of
to
our
bring a
teachers
friend.
have been burned. Like Miss Carter said to us, she was like, you know what? I would not bring a date. I would actually just bring a close friend. And we were like, Miss, how dare you? Like, this is our shot. This is our one shot. Like,
Like, no, like that's not how.
they were like, lads, you will regret it. Your photos will be strictly with them, and then you won't want to look at them. And you're like, and I was like, you know what? That's fair. That's true. But also, if you look at my photo, it is actually all of my close friends. So,
She wasn't wrong.
jokes
She
on
was
them.
like, that is so lovely. I love it.
Very true.
Isn't it cute? Like, Alex joined in. I was like, this is such a throwback. Love it. So cool. Hi, Aoife. It's actually so cute. But I think the best part was definitely me and Angelica singing to Mr. Brightside. Iconic, fun, great,
I
right? And also when me and Laika walked away from the dance floor because a guy was trying to sing or trying to like dance with us, and we were like, no,
Not happening.
absolutely not. It was hilarious. It was just like me being like, Laika, let's go. Let's move. Oh, it was so fun. I can't. But I can't imagine going to more than one Debs, if I'm being completely honest. I don't think I could do it. You know how some people go to like 7 or 8 Debs?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do
I don't
that.
know how they cope. Me and Kashav was like, hell no, to the no, no, no. What is it? Me and Isaac can attest. We can't. Like, no. I'd rather go to Trinners ball or something. Like, I can't do a Debs. I can't do a Debs. Also, I'm definitely going to Trinners ball or some kind of ball in some university. Because also, if I drop out of university, I obviously have to go to a ball with someone I'm dating. Like, that's just a no-brainer. Invite
Yeah.
me. Love me. We'll be matchy-matchy. Um, I'll wear a dress if you wear a tie. What is it? My God. Anyways, I will definitely be going to a ball sooner or later. That's just a given. Sorry about it. But I should preface as well that I've been so pro Trinity in this podcast. But also, I know, I get it, Isaac. I know it's been great, but like, I have to be pro DCU for like at least a week. That just is
Why?
how it is. I'll tell you later.
Alright.
But like, I just have to be pro DCU. It has its good points, has some
I'm
good
sorry that me,
people.
Isa, Neve, and Dara aren't good enough points. Wow.
No, it's not. It's
No,
not
I see
that.
how it is. I see how.
But like, lads, have you hand delivered a book to my house though? Is the thing.
I'll admit I haven't done that.
You haven't done that. DCU did that for me, so they're on the list. I'm sorry. Trinity second, Maynooth 110th. It's not personal, it's just me. Kashaf was like, it is what it is. Oh my God.
That was just a shock to my system.
I know, right? I know, right? But also, I did go to DCU for like a semester, so this should be not surprising to you.
Well, you have that.
Yeah, I have that. And also Vian goes to DCU, and we're gonna make cookies after this. So like,
So cool. I hope you enjoy cooking.
I know, I can't wait. It's gonna be so fun. If they're good, y'all are gonna get the recipe. It's online anyway. But like, hopefully it's a good recipe.
I'm sure.
I'm sure it might be. It might be. Have you been watching a lot of movies? I've been watching a few. One that I watched recently was Creed, which is like based on like the Rocky franchise, you know,
Oh
where like
yeah,
Apollo
yeah.
Creed's son is a fighter, and you're like, full circle. Full circle, baby. Oh God, we